Hi, happy pet people. We are so happy to have you back at Best Friends. Thanks for taking some time to visit with us and our pets. I was just talking to my volunteer about what we might be able to say that was extraordinary, and I'm not coming up with much. This is one of those rainy days in Washington that we don't have a whole lot going on, and we're really kind of happy about that because we have had an awful lot going on. So now is the time to talk to people about making sure your pet has adequate shelter, and the fact that it's a transition month, and so often the weather changes are kind of hard on a pet's immune system, and you want to make sure that their immunizations are current, because we are seeing a lot of upper respiratory and that kind of thing because we're having warm days and very cold, rainy nights. So shelter, make sure the health is, that you're paying attention to the immunizations and so forth. It might be a good month to make an appointment with your veterinarian. Now, let's visit. You'll notice that this is not a kitten. It's a guinea pig. He's a nice little guinea pig, too. Looks like he had a bad hair day, but then again, so do I. Guinea pigs are a very popular pet. There are a lot of people who can't have a cat in their house, but can have a guinea pig. I'm kind of the other way around. Have 3 cats in my house, but I'm allergic to guinea pigs. So I'll be sniffling the rest of the day, but it's worth it because what a sweetie this guy is. He has the very coarse coat, and he's a guy that really enjoys having his neck and back scratched. I think he'd probably work well for an older child. You have to be careful with guinea pigs. They're a little bit on the fragile side, but they do make absolutely marvelous pets. You know, we see a lot of domestic short-haired cats here, or medium hair, or long hair. We see a lot of color point cats, all of which work a little differently than dogs in that they are purebred. But we don't often see Scottish folds. Now, this little girl came to us about 7 years ago, actually. She went into a home, and now she is back with us. She is a very loving cat, but really prefers a home where people are home all the time. She is extremely cuddly, and she is unusual. A 7-year-old cat is not an old cat, particularly for an indoor kitty. This one is declawed, so she would have to be an indoor kitty. But she is just a marvelous option as a family pet. Here we have kittens. I know it's getting a little late in the year, but we have kittens. 2 darling little grays, male and a female. The female is the long hair, and these are stuck to their pillow is what they are. This basket is going to make life a little interesting up here. There. These guys are about they're about 8 weeks, and obviously are not spayed or neutered yet, but that's just a part of the adoption process, so they would be. Too cute. I mean, what is cuter than a kitten, really? The little male, I think, is somewhat more adventurous, provided he can take his pillow with him. I know, I'm that way too, you know. I go on a trip, I want my pillow. Right. Cute little guy. This wide-eyed lady came to us the first week of June this year, and she came with a number of kittens that were teeny tiny, and she raised her babies in foster care, and now all of the babies have been adopted, and Mom is ready for her own home. And she is looking very hard at a rabbit that we have on the floor. This could degenerate, but I guess not right now. See how polite she is? She is a very, very playful cat, which means that she will probably be a good mouser as well. So if you have a house with a few stray rodents in it that you would like to evict, great cat for you, but great cat anyway, whether you do or not, because she loves to play, she is entertaining, and she is extremely affectionate. Short-haired, and she would need you and love you. And who needs more than that? This one isn't exactly, well, she's close to being a kitten. She's around 6 to 8 months old, I think. And she is, as you can see, that absolutely beautiful dilute calico. Sometimes they call this blue cream calico. And she came in with another cat, so she does get along at least with male cats. Sometimes with calicos and torties, that's a little dicey. But this one is, she is a clown. She is so funny and so active and loving. Just a terrific personality. And a very arresting image too. I mean, she is beautifully marked and purring already, just because. And we saw the rabbit. Hello, Mr. Rabbit. What is that? Apparently we're not well acquainted with rabbits. I mentioned that we had kittens still. We have 83 kittens that are currently either in shelter or in foster care. So we probably are going to have kittens for a while this year, maybe even into next year. That's just something that's unusual, and it's also something that people are always asking us. Not that older cats don't make fantastic pets, but there are times when a kitten is just easier to integrate into a home than an older cat would be. The calico that I was just showing you came in with this kitty. This is the little male, and they are excellent buddies. So if you're looking at adopting two, these two would be a very good choice. They know each other, they like each other, and I think they would appreciate being in a home together. He is actually very protective of the other cat, which is kind of nice. Hey, handsome, where are you going? And in his own right, he is a lovely cat. It's hard to resist an orange tabby. Very confident. And he is, again, watching the rabbit. I mean, if you're a cat, what else are you going to be doing? Remember we were talking a minute ago about the blue cream calico? Well, here we have two kittens in the same litter course, these are obviously female because calicos and tortoiseshells 99.9% of the time are female. These two are the smallest ones of a litter in which we have placed the rest. And you see a very clear distinction between the pastel or blue cream and the standard calico black and orange pattern. They have white, and so this is actually a calico. If there were no white on the cat, then it would be considered a tortoiseshell. But both of these have white markings, and my goodness, they're beautiful and very focused on the rabbit. This kitty is named Ash, probably because of a rather gray coat. She has absolutely gorgeous eyes. She's a little on the shy side. Don't think this kitty would be great in a noisy household. She does, however, love affection and is happy to be held. Yes. She's beautiful. Again, another, I don't know what the deal is. We have so many dilute calicos, and often we'll go for weeks without any. But this one is a medium hair. You can see slightly longer. Beautiful, beautiful kitten. And she is a kitten. She's quite young. Has rather extraordinary markings with an absolutely vertical stripe right up the center of her nose. And she is looking at, for a change, not the rabbit, but the guinea pig. So, very focused. I'm thinking this little one is kind of a hunter and probably would be extremely playful. Maybe a little more playful than a house with little kids could handle. Although, I don't know, my grandkids have very playful cats, and there's an awful lot of laughter in that house because the cats and the kids really are fun to watch together. Right? Yes, kids are fun. This beautiful little male is, look at that. I mean, what an absolutely perfect example of a brown tabby. Just gorgeous. Wonderful lynxed ears with the tufts. A very handsome boy. He is going to grow into an absolutely gorgeous brown tabby cat and probably have a personality to match. He's very loving. If I were to snuggle him right now, you wouldn't hear me at my microphone. It would definitely be him purring. The medium hair thing is troublesome for some people because they have the idea that medium to long-haired cats shed more than short hair, which is not quite the case. They shed at the same rate, but short hair embeds into fabrics and rugs, and so you don't see it, but when you do see it, it's much harder to remove. A medium-haired cat's fur, when it does shed, is very easy to get out of or off of upholstery and carpeting. These two are kittens that just came back from foster care, and they are extremely well socialized and absolutely full of the dickens. They are so funny. People can stand and watch these in our front office and just giggle because they're so playful. They're black cats. You can see the tabby pattern in their coat, but that will fade as they get older. All cats have faint markings like this, even the color points. When they're young, you can see the tabby pattern through the color markings. But these guys are just a hoot. Perfect for adoption. Black cats, just in a very general sense, tend to have better immune systems than their light-colored relatives, and I think that there's hardly anything more elegant than a very healthy black cat. They look like they've been lit from inside, and their fur is just beautiful. Of course, these guys still have kitten fur, but that will change. And talk about a laugh a day, keeping the doctor away. These guys are going to make some family very happy. We have two diamond doves. They're very interesting little birds. They're very small and very gentle, and they have markings around their eyes that are round, kind of frilly pink rims. The males have rather large rims of that sort, and the females are much narrower. This is a little female. Whoops. I had, this little one had been ill, and I've had her under antibiotic and so forth for a while. She is through that course of antibiotic at this point and is ready for a home. She needs to go with her mate. They do mate for life, and it would be best if she and he could be kept together. You ought to go online and read about them. They come from Australia, where it seems like all sorts of very strange things come from, and yet they make excellent pets. If you're into watching, and they don't mind being held to some degree. They aren't crazy about being held for a long period of time, obviously. All have very different personalities, and some enjoy people more than others. Since I've been giving her antibiotics every day for quite a while now, not as crazy about me as other people. Stick with us. We're going to go see the dog. It's a low time during our dog adoption cycle, always is, but unusually low this year. I think everybody is getting their dogs off Craigslist these days, you know, the virtual shelter, I suppose. And so we have a rather limited supply. However, come see us anyway, because that changes from day to day. One day we can be full in adoption, and the next day we can have all of the dogs adopted and gone. So keep up with us. This is Daisy. Daisy is only 2 months old. And if you look at the paws on this puppy, you can see she's not going to be a tiny thing. She has all kinds of wonderful puppy energy, and she loves people, and she loves food. And my goodness, could you ask for anything more in a dog? I don't think so. I think Daisy is darling. So anyone who is looking for a puppy, it would be better probably if this little girl has fence. You don't want her in an apartment. This is not going to be a tiny dog. And she is probably going to adjust to being wonderful with dogs and kids and everybody, because you can start with her while she's very young, right? Says, I'm busy. You might have a molecule of cookie left on your fingers and I've got to get it. You're going to need a world of exercise and a lot of discipline and some boundaries, and other than that, so much love. This is Taz. Taz is 5 years old. She is already spayed. She gets along with dogs. She gets along with cats. She gets along with people. She gets along really well with food. I think probably Taz needs a little more exercise and a little less food. Taz does not agree with me. I think she is the perfect representation of the family dog. She's adorable. She's very cuddly. She has one of those coats where she does need to be brushed pretty often because she has a lot of loose hair. Yes, but a lot of that can be controlled with diet too. Her owners didn't give her up because of anything having to do with Taz. It was one of those problems that so many people are running into now. There's not much to be done about it, and often our pets are collateral damage in these days. So if you are willing to open your home to a pet that needs you, I think you would really benefit from looking at Taz, because she is a sweetie. You know how I often tell you you don't want to reach across a dog's shoulders? Taz doesn't care. So if you have little kids, you might want to bring them down to meet Taz. This might be a good option for you. I think she's really sweet. Hey, thanks for spending some time with us. We really appreciate it. If you want to drop by the shelter, we're at 3120 Martin Way, and our hours are 9:30 to 5:30 Tuesday through Friday, and 9:30 to 4 o'clock on Saturdays. So come on in, spend some time with us, spend some time with the animals, and we certainly hope that all of your family have a wonderful month. Stay dry, stay warm.